You're right, dudes. Welcome back to the channel. So as the title suggests, 3 things I'd change in Greece. This is going to be about driving, obviously. It's also going to be a bit ranty, this video, so apologies in advance. So the 3 things I'd change would be the car tax. I'd make the maximum rate €300 a year. The import tax, the registration tax on cars imported from Europe, I'd get rid of that completely. And the toll roads, the new toll roads that have been built since around 2010, I'd get rid of all the tolls and make the roads free to use. So let me explain why I think these are the right things to do. So first of all, we've got the import tax. Well, technically it's not an import tax because this is supposed to be illegal because Greece is in the EU. So it's called a registration tax. Basically, it's complicated and it's expensive, especially for cars that are probably worth, sort of less than 10 grand, less than 15 grand. The argument for this, the government's argument for this is that they don't want Greece to be the dumping ground of old used cars in Europe, which sounds reasonable, but if you think about it a little bit, they're actually creating the exact thing that they're saying they don't want to create. So what does it lead to when you have big, expensive taxes to bring used cars into Greece? It makes the price of used cars in Greece higher because there's less choice. So whereas you'd have a 1994, for example, Fiat Seicento or Cinquecento, whatever it was of that year, that would be worth what, a couple of €100, maybe €400, maybe in the rest of Europe. In Greece you're probably looking at €1,000. And you can use that in other cases for other cars. I mean, look, 1999 Citroen Saxos or whatever. Other parts of Europe, they're €500. Here, they're like €1,000, €1,500. You get the idea. So again, the government says that their justification for these import taxes is to stop Greece from being the dumping ground for used cars in Europe, old used cars. But what has it created, the import taxes? It's making the cars on the road in Greece older than what they would be otherwise because it's more economical to repair them. For example, in Britain, if your Seicento has a problem and it costs €400 to fix, I don't know, maybe even a clutch, whatever the case may be, you're not going to fix it because the car is not even worth that much. It's cheaper just to go and buy another car. But in Greece, because the import taxes make the used cars here so expensive, it becomes economical to repair old cars. It's economical to repair a 1994 Fiat Seicento. It's economical to repair a 1997 Mercedes Sprinter with 400,000 kilometers on the clock. It keeps old cars on the road. So what does the registration tax do? What is the result of this? That the cars in Greece are older than what they would be if there was no import taxes. That's the long and the short of it. That is the reality. What the government's justification achieves the exact opposite of what they say. It makes an older car fleet, not a younger car fleet. So that's why I'd say get rid of any import duties, taxes, registration taxes on used cars in Greece. The second one, car tax. Absolutely ridiculous prices for cars basically over 1920cc, something like that. It goes from around 300, 360 up to 600, 690 euro for basically, in effect, 2-litre cars, which is an absolute crazy amount of money. There's many reasons why people would choose a big engine for their car. Okay, maybe some people buy a 2-litre and bigger car as a luxury. Whether you think the government should be punishing people for buying things that they want is a subject for a different video. But fundamentally, some people need a car with a bigger engine. And maybe it's not a luxury, they just need it from necessity. Maybe they have a big family, they need a big car, and all they live with is mountains, or they need to travel long distances for whatever reason. There are many things that would make having a car with a larger engine the best option for people, and to deny them that choice with a blunt instrument like an extortionate car tax is simply wrong. And that is why I would make the maximum car tax at €300. Then we come on to point 3, toll roads, and this is a huge subject on its own. Like I said, I would get rid of them completely. So first of all, toll roads are expensive. They do vary in price, but generally they're very expensive. They are so expensive in fact, that it makes it uneconomical to use the toll road. So in that respect, they're completely counterproductive. Let me give you an example. Thessaloniki to Athens, you will probably pay the same amount in petrol as you will in tolls. They're probably going to be around the same thing. You're going to be paying around €45 in, say, fuel, average size car to get to Athens, and you're probably going to pay the same amount in tolls to get to Athens. It just makes the road a complete non-starter. Especially if you're only going for a couple of days, you may as well just get a plane and hire a car in Athens. So what was the point in spending tens of millions on the road if it's going to stop people from using the road? It's a completely ridiculous situation. There's a massive problem there with saying to a private company, like selling the rights, the concession to operate a toll road for 30 years. The toll road is going to want everybody, as many people as possible, to use that toll road. So what do you end up with? The old roads that used to be there, that were free, the original infrastructure, either the toll road company will say that they want that destroyed in some way or make that very difficult to use, or they will just get rid of it completely and force people to use the new toll road, which defeats the point of the entire activity. The entire point of the activity is make it easier for people to travel around, and theoretically also cheaper if they get the time back. If it takes less time, it's a more direct route. Theoretically, it should also be cheaper. So if you're making it more difficult for people to go from A to B, and you're making it more expensive for people to go from A to B, then that road is serving no purpose for people, at least the people in that area. So that is a big problem I've got with the toll road. So for that reason, I think people should not be being charged for them. If there was a business case, okay, say a company wants to build a bridge from, I don't know, let's say they want to build a bridge from Egnatia to Platamonas, for example. Let's say that is a profitable thing. Okay, fair enough, do it. But for them to say, okay, we want to do it, but there's no business case for it, it's not profitable, but we expect the taxpayer to help us out, the taxpayer to pay some of the costs so we can make money in the future, I don't think that's right, you know? And this is why I'm against the whole toll roads in general. Okay, maybe the exception would be around Athens, where the roads are super busy, the tolls that they take are a lot. Okay, so that can be probably completely privately operated. It can be privately built and privately operated. The money is there. There's enough demand to do it, in which case, fine. But what I don't agree with is this, where there's no business case, the companies have to be subsidized, they get the roads built for them, and the old road, the infrastructure is there, which is either made difficult to use, or it's destroyed, or it's made more expensive. So the toll roads, in a lot of cases, I think, are not serving the people in the local area. Not all of them. Maybe there are some cases where the local people are happy to pay a toll to go from A to B, but I think a lot of the times they're not. So that's it, guys. Those are the 3 things I would change about Greece, all motor related. Bit of a ranty video, I know, but as always, if you liked it, please subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.